Here is Survival of the Hardest. History. Okay, there's these two guys, one named Will and one named Paul. And Will has this camera, and he's like, "Hey Paul, you want to make a movie?" And Paul's like, "Okay." And so they make all these movies with like butts and balls and my brother. And they're like making movies, and lots of them. And they're like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's make this really crappy movie, and we'll call it Survival of the Hardest. Because it's a really crappy name to go along with the crappy movie." And so they start to make the crappy movie. And they make it. And it sucks. And then they need something else. Because they want to make another crappy movie. That also sucks. They decide they need another Asian guy. This guy, his name is Chris. He's also Asian. Like Paul. So they decide to make a second movie. It's called Survival of the Hardest 2. Because it's the second one. They make this movie. And it also sucks. And so they decide they need something else for the third one. Another white guy. His name is Mike, who has a much cooler camera. So they make a third Survival of the Hardest. It also sucks. And they realize they've been making all these crappy movies, and that they need to edit the third one with Will's aunt, who makes pornos inside on Capistrano. And so they lose the tape. So there's no Survival 3 anymore. And then they decide to make Survival 4. To make up for Survival 3, which was lost at Will's porno aunt's house. And so they make Survival 4. And they need something else. A guy with red hair named Greg. But that doesn't matter because Greg's not going to be in any other movies. So he's only in Survival 4. And so they finish that movie. And it also sucks. And so then they put it on a DVD. And then you put it in your DVD player. And you are watching it right now. And that is the end. And the history of Survival of the Hardest.